I wish to try and solve the problem of the petrol crisis. And good news, I've looked into it. There's not a petrol shortage. Solved it. Boom. That was the quickest one we've ever solved. Is there a shortage of petrol? No. But yet somehow there's still a problem. As we've been seeing, 40 petrol stations impose a £30 per car limit. Some of them have been running out. How have we ended up having a big problem like this? And it seems like it might be all to do with Boris Johnson. That might be one of the solutions. Let's just recap what we dealt with last week on this show. Our top story was Insulate Britain saying, oh, we'll cause some problems for the cars on the M25. We'll just sit here with a little placard. And it held up a few cars and we saw that van drove round. Great, it caused some disruption. A week later, Boris Johnson says, there is no reason to panic buy, and the nation's shut down. It's unbelievable. Queues absolutely everywhere to try and get into a place with petrol. You don't stand a chance. And even if you're not wanting petrol, you end up queuing near people who want petrol. So it's a queue either way. They should be embarrassed, actually. Insulate Britain without... They don't need to unfurl something that says Insulate Britain. They need to unfurl something that says no more fuel. And all of a sudden, shit gonna hit the fan. So who is to blame? Let's go through some of the people. It could be BP, because a leaked report has been blamed for causing the panic buying. Normally, when an oil company and the word leaked is in the same sentence, it means some seabirds gonna get fucked up. In fact, can we load up a picture of some sort of birds that would be impacted by like grease all over them? Yeah, I can see why you got that in the search results, but that's not what we're after. They're the wrong kind of birds. However, one of the suggestions is they leaked it to put pressure on the government to drop the restrictions on migrant workers working as drivers, because BP might want cheaper drivers. The other option is to pay more. And I'm not sure we do want lorry drivers paid more, because I think they can earn between 30 and 50k. That's all very well at the moment. But what happens if that goes up to like 100, 150k? I don't think rich people make better drivers. Because if ever you're on a motorway, it's always an Audi or a BMW that's right up your sphincter. So if we get these lorry drivers becoming richer, you don't need some 17-tonner trying to park in your boot. Just saying, throwing that out there as a possible thing we should consider. Who else could be to blame? Boris Johnson. Boris Johnson said that people don't need to panic buy. And of course people panic bought, because it's Boris Johnson. He seems so untrustworthy that no one would be surprised if he was saying, don't panic buy. And as you zoom out the camera, he's filling up his car at that moment. It would be believable. No one would be shocked. But the panic buyers themselves, could we blame them? It's got so crazy out there. Someone pulled a knife about, I need to fill up my jerry can. I mean, most people aren't even using this fuel by now. Surely we're all full. And now it's just people putting it in carrier bags in case they might want to fill up the car again. However, the whole thing to do with panic buying is fascinating. Like, as soon as you're told not to, it's exactly when you start to go out and panic buy, because you think, well, I won't, but other people might, and I don't want to be left out. So, to find out more about panic buying, I'm joined by an expert. Hello.
Hello, Steve.
So explain to us more about panic buying.
The psychology of panic buying is fascinating. Even the mention of the term can trigger our deep-rooted fear of being disadvantaged in a competition for resources, thus making us go out and buy panically.
Okay, so there's no reason to panic buy.
Who told you that, Steve? Are they trying to get me to not panic buy so they can go out and do it first, the rotters?
No, I think you're falling for what you've just described. You don't need to worry about it. Even Boris Johnson says the forecourts aren't busy.
So what you're saying is, now would be a very good time for me to go out and buy before those selfish bastards get out there and do it before me.
There's literally no hope, is there? So everyone, no matter what you say about panic buying, just goes out and does more panic buying. And that is why we've had a shortage of fuel. Who else could we blame? Well, some people say it's the media, the mainstream media. Us. Ugh. Is it our fault? And we did it last week. So this is a picture from last week's show that I used, nicked from a website, a news website that was talking about food shortages. People then took me to task on TikTok saying that actually was just a broken freezer. And I looked at it and I was like, oh yeah, the one next to it's absolutely rammed. Why doesn't that have anything in it? And it doesn't look frosted up. Oh. And that's the thing. If you give us a picture of a forecourt full of cars, we think they're all like that. And all you need to do is just find the one time it was busy. Some of these pictures might be from back in the 2003 petrol strikes. But the thing is, we're in the media, and it turns out if you can say something that's emotive, like, oh, you might be running out of petrol, you get the views, you get the clicks. And in the media, we need to make the decision. Are we going to chase the headlines, chase the viewers, or be responsible broadcasters? Well, breaking news coming to us. We can say it's official. There's been no confirmation that we won't have shortages of food. Mainly there's been no confirmation because we didn't actually email anyone to find out, but we can officially say we've not received confirmation, averting worries about there being a shortage of food. So you might need to go out and panic buy. And what's this? More breaking news coming to us. We know that there's a carbon dioxide shortage, and according to some scientists who really don't have that many morals, it's easy to show how carbon dioxide is used to produce oxygen through photosynthesis. So could we be seeing a shortage of oxygen? And what's this coming to us? We're hearing there's a potential cap on the number of tickets that people can buy to see both of us perform live. So people should go out and panic buy tickets for our live work. Well, let's see if that flipping works. Don't worry, you do not need to panic buy our tickets. You do not need to panic buy our tickets. Ooh. Thank you for watching this from Comic Solving Problems.
And if you feel like it, go ahead and like the video.
Or subscribe. Commitment.